What's up, Taiwan? I'm Liao with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. The recent death of an infant allegedly at the hands of an abusive nanny has Taiwan's attention fixed on the issue of child abuse. Two more suspected cases have put the focus on the need to protect all children, including non-citizens. John Van Trieste reports.
Two bruised babies, one of them dead, are at the center of Taiwan's latest political war of words. Their recent arrival at a Taipei hospital comes right as the country's become hyper-vigilant for signs of child abuse after a nanny allegedly killed one of her charges. Officials aren't yet certain that these two children were abused. Both seem to have contracted norovirus, causing diarrhea and a fever. Police have tracked down the father and caregiver, a friend of the mother. Both say the children scratched themselves and fell. The question of what happened could be more difficult to answer than in other suspected abuse cases. They're the children of two migrant workers who left their jobs in February last year and have lived underground since then. Their case raises questions about protecting undocumented children who live beyond the reach of Taiwan's social services. An autopsy on the dead child is scheduled for Thursday, but even before the facts are in, officials are trading blame. The health ministry has labeled this a suspected case of serious child abuse. But Taipei city officials who reported the case to the ministry say that's premature.
我觉得应该要更为审慎对于重大人员事件。
The health ministry rejects accusations it's moved too fast.
卫福部没有定调，因为他通报上来之后，我们就开始要进入调查。当然，北市府他自己也要做调查。
As officials argue, the hospital is focused on treating the surviving infant and uncovering the truth. Ethan Pan and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's President-elect Liao is urging full production of the country's domestically made submarines. As Hsiao explains, it's part of a push by Taiwan to boost its domestic defense industry.
Taiwan's president and vice president inspect one of the country's newest weapons, the domestically made submarine, known as the Bi-khim. It's the first of 8 in its fleet that was unveiled to the world in September of 2023 as part of a made-in-Taiwan defense strategy. The goal of that is to build warships, missiles, and fighter jets like these Brave Eagle jet trainers, all here in Taiwan. On Monday, President Tsai Ing-wen gave an update on plans to produce 66 jet trainers by 2026.
台湾自制的永鹰号已经交机27架，那国建国造的海鲲军舰也已经完成下水典礼。掩护后续部队。
This push by Taiwan to build up its domestic defense industry is due to concerns that the country relies too much on the U.S. for its defense and weapons. Taiwan is faced with military threats from China, which claims the country is part of its territory and has repeatedly threatened the use of force. That's why for decades, Taiwan has been looking to boost its defense and arm itself to defend against a possible invasion. Many analysts believe armaments should start from within the country's own industrial base.
一般来讲，当然都会想要自主的国防。但是我想，第一个是台湾跟美国的这个互信，台湾的防卫的确也符合就是美国自己的安全利益。所以我想，台湾会在中間找一个 balance， 一个平衡点，也就是部分核心的武器会自己制造。
During the inspection, President-elect Liao, who's set to take over from Tsai in May, expressed his hope that the submarine program can be completed as soon as possible by building all of the vessels together. That would mean changing the original plan to build the remaining 7 submarines in batches. Now the company making the vessels is calling on the government to stick to the agreement.
其实在世界各国都是这样来做啦，应该是一艘接着一艘，然后中间的过程中都会有不断的去精进。如果政府这边有这样的一个政策能够去延续，我想对国防还有对台湾来讲都是好的。
Taiwan has been busy building different kinds of ships to suit its defensive needs. And eyeing the threat from across the Taiwan Strait, the country is eager to quickly develop the weapons and systems it needs for its defense, not only boosting its domestic industry, but also easing its reliance on U.S. systems. Howard Zhang and Hsiao for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's Vice President-elect Bi-khim Hsiao is in the Czech Republic to strengthen ties with the country. Taiwan's foreign ministry says Hsiao was invited to speak at a Czech think tank and will meet with friends in the country. Her trip comes as a Czech delegation arrives in Taipei to discuss aid for Ukraine. Taiwan and the Czech Republic recently signed an MOU to strengthen economic and cultural ties, but the two countries do not have formal diplomatic relations. A U.S. Congressional Taiwan Caucus co-chair has called for more legislative and military support for Taiwan. Republican Mario Diaz-Balart made the call during an interview with Voice of America. He referred to China as a fascist dictatorship and said the U.S. needs to be more active in helping Taiwan deter China's actions in the region. That would include speeding up arms sales to Taiwan.
It's important that Taiwan gets what they need as fast as possible. Part of it, by the way, as you know, is just that our industrial base.
After years of keeping electricity prices artificially low, Taiwan is set to hike up energy prices for all users. The amount will reflect usage, with power-intensive industries like semiconductors set to face the biggest price bumps. To learn more about the rate hike's potential impact on Taiwan's economy, our reporter Joyce Zeng spoke with energy economics analyst Chen Zongsun.
For years, Taiwan has suppressed energy prices to have some of the lowest electricity prices in the world. So what do you make of the timing of this price hike?
现在这个时机调整电价，从政治的角度来看，它是一个可以的，因为刚好蔡总统他8年任期要结束了。那有些时候动涨，它并不是说民众不能承担，而是因为可能涉及到当时要大选，或是有些特别的选举。我们常常开玩笑说，你只要看到选举，电价就不会上涨。从国际的角度来看，大家会希望是电价是越来越及时的反应，要能够去适应它的高高低，像我们的油价这种感觉，虽然有涨，但是你可以慢慢去吸收它，那这是我觉得比较好的一方面。
There's some concern that the price hike will hit major semiconductor firms like TSMC and Micron the most, since they're very power intensive. But given how important they are to Taiwan's economy, are you worried about potential knock-on effects?
有的像是台积电这种拥有世界上最顶尖技术的人，他其实真的不太怕电价调整，因为他的产品在国际上是稀有性的，他可以把他的这些调整全部的转嫁到他的商品上，但是你还是非跟他买不可。就那些比较小的公司，那你跟他说我要调整电价，确实会对他们的营收就造成比较明显的这个负向的成长，所以他们会就起来跳脚。
TSMC is reportedly considering expanding even more in Japan, adding potentially advanced packaging capacity. From your expertise, do you think such a decision would have to do with energy-related operational costs?
其实台湾的台积电厂商要去德国、去日本，甚至去美国，这都是一些从能源角度，这是有点特别的，因为基本上这3个国家的电费应该都还是比台湾贵，但是台湾为什么要去那里？然后它的人工也比我们贵，所以你可以知道我们去那边的原因不太是因为能源，是一些其他可能是一些非经济因素，使我们必须去那边投资。
That was Joyce Zeng speaking with energy economics analyst Chen Zongsun. Convenience stores in Taiwan made record sales last year. According to economy ministry figures, operators including the 7-Eleven and Family Mart chain stores took in $13 billion in 2023. That's a huge rebound after a slump during the COVID pandemic. Taiwan is number 2 in the world in terms of the density of convenience stores, behind only South Korea with 1 convenience store for every 1,700 people. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, check out these new coins issued by the UK Royal Mint. They're part of a new series featuring iconic Star Wars images, with this first one showcasing the Millennium Falcon, the ship that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. I'm Liao. Take care, and I'll see you next time.